We are live. Oh my god, I love the disco lights. Oh
I
my
mean, you
god.
got me dancing there.
Yeah, I know. I always try to pick like some vibey songs. This is my latest. It's a TikTok find. It's like a brain rot song. I'm obsessed with this Adam producer. It's called Horse Girl. It's hilarious, like hilarious songs. Such a vibe to get started. It's like
It is a funny one. I was trying to listen to understand the lyrics, but
yes.
pretty good fine.
It's hilarious. We've got the chat that's starting up already. What's up, Water? How's it going? How's everyone? Today we have V with us, the amazing CEO of World of Women, one of the most incredible OG NFT communities that, you know, have been around since when it started, 2021. It's been it's been a very, very long time. That's like decades for Web3 years. So, you know, you guys, one of the,
Pretty much.
yes, one of the pillars of the NFT communities. And we have V, their CEO, and we have a lot to talk about. I just wanted to bring up an amazing woman in the space to talk a little bit, not just about woe and, you know, women empowerment, all that, because like I know we know, but a bit more also about your journey, everything you've done. You've worked at, you know, you've been in the space for over like 10 years, right? So that's an incredible amount of time. You worked in numerous projects. You worked at Pudgy Penguin, and then I know that you were going to take a break, but that didn't happen, and then join the WoW team. So I'm like super excited to have you here. We named this stream "Zero Women in the Space." Obviously, a little joke because that's, you know, there's a lot of women. We're a lot of babes here. And also, before we start, I just want to say that Flo and I just launched BabesNet, and we have opened the Telegram chat. So if you're a babe in the space, and also if you were at DevConnect, you've probably seen the little keys. I should have one here. And I have one that I'm seeing for UV. And so BabesNet, we've launched BabesNet, and we're gonna be also having a whole directory for you know, anything woman related, so that if you go to events, if you're new to the space, you know where to find the babe. So this is kind of like what we've been working on the past few months, and it's finally a reality. I need to find one of those keys. Anyways, how's it going, V? I know that you're in the other side of the world, so I'm ending my day. You're starting it. How's the last week been? It's been a little rough for us in the space, right?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see mine. I hope you kept one for me. How is it going? It's going. Let me tell you, it's going. It's going very well. It's just one of those Mondays where you feel like it's a Friday. You know, you haven't even started yet. It's already like no, it's been going great. But as everybody knows in the space, it's like 24/7. So didn't get too much of a weekend.
What's a weekend?
What's a weekend anyway, right?
What's
Who
a
has
weekend?
a weekend?
What is a weekend? I have no clue. So you've been 10 years in this market. Do you still get affected by the moves of the market? I mean, we've gone through a pretty steep dump. You know, like what's your take on this correction?
It's so funny because the only time that I actually know there is a dip in the market is not because I check the market, is because my phone blows up because people are texting me, what do you think about the market? Did you see the dip? And I'm like, guys, we've seen it all. This is nothing. This is like probably market manipulation anyway. So yeah, no, to answer your question, no, I don't check the market anymore. I haven't checked the market pretty much since 2017. I think that was the last time I checked. But I'm a hodler, right? So bought my first Bitcoin in 2012 and never sold anything. So for me, the market doesn't make any difference. I'm not going to sell. It doesn't matter. So I don't check.
That's pretty based. What's up, chat? I see Integrated, Dino, we have EDK, Trash Panda. Hey, everyone. By the way, I wanted to say we are going to be doing a giveaway live, a World of Women Galaxy NFT. So if you want to participate, drop your ETH Addy in the chat, and we're going to be drawing one lucky winner at the end of the stream. So if you're watching, drop your address. You need to drop it into the Twitch chat. So head over to Twitch and drop it in the chat. We'll be collecting, and then at the end, one lucky winner will get a NFT, a pretty OG NFT.
Wait, are we gonna do the duck races?
Yes.
Because that's where I came from.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're gonna do a duck race for the win. We're going to be doing a little duck race, and yeah, I can't wait. So okay, so you don't look at charts anymore. Lucky you, because I mean I still do. Obviously.
You're hurting yourself, you know that, right?
Oh yes, yeah, I am, but it's okay. I feel like it's good. Like personally, I have like long-term positions, but then I do like to degen a little bit, and that's where, trading is fun. But again, you can go up and down. Let's see.
Where do you degen? What's your favorite asset to degen on?
Honestly, like whenever the trenches are hot, I love meme coins. But then trading perps. So for the bigger caps, perps, because you're not really going anywhere with like if you want to trade with smaller positions. So if you want a bit of leverage, but yeah. Other than that, haven't traded NFTs. I'm not a really good NFT trader, to be honest. I get emotionally attached to them. Like it's really tough for me to like, especially there's community, there's people, the guilt seeps in, and I don't know. I'm not as good as with meme coins.
I never traded meme coins, believe it or not. I'm not a degen. I don't consider myself a degen fully. The degen is really my COO. She's been in the trenches like you, but she's actually one of the largest, if not the largest, female whales out there. So you name it, she's traded it all. But I'm like you, like I've bought all my NFTs, never sold anything, never sold. I can't. My God. I just can't.
What's your proudest NFT holding?
Oh no, you bring me on the spot.
I mean, besides WoW, of course, like
besides WoW. So besides WoW, I think my proudest is actually not all of them. My one Pudgy, my big Pudgy, because that was the Pudgy Luca gave me when I accepted his offer to join the team. He gave me a Pudgy, and I still have it.
So you've worked at Pudgy Penguins. How was that journey? Like, how did you get recruited? At what stage? Like, what did you do for Pudgy?
Okay, so the fun story, or you want the?
I want all. Give me all.
Okay, so here's the actual story. Luca took over Pudgy, or bought it out from Cole, the founder, back in 2022. He put together a couple of his friends, and they put together their money capital to buy it out. So it was him, it was the CTO, Lorenzo, and it was the CMO, Peter. And I had worked with Peter, the chief creative officer, on another project way before Pudgy. And by the way, Peter is a genius. He's the one behind the cuteness of Pudgy. He's the one behind all the content that you see. So really, like, if you think about it, Pudgy is a marketing machine. It's all about the content. So
like that, TikTok and Instagram. I don't really use Instagram that much anymore, but the Pudgy makes my day. Like so cute.
He's so good at it. He's like really a true genius in his craft. And so we had worked together on another project. And so when they bought Pudgy, they obviously tried to raise capital. And remember, it was 2022, so it was tough. You had FTX, you had SEC investigating into Yuga Labs. It wasn't a good time for NFTs. And but they thought, hey, we have a good team, we have a good project, it should be relatively easy. But that was wrong, wrong. So after a few months, not being, raising a little bit, but not being as successful as they hoped for, Peter reached out to me and he's like, V, I've got this amazing project that I'm working on. Please have a look at it. Talk to the CEO. Would love for you to join us. Just focus on the capital raise, do what you do best, and we'll take care of the rest. And I jump on a call with Luca, and it just clicked. Luca is we all know Luca is very charismatic, and we just clicked on what we thought the vision for the industry was and the mission we could have for Pudgy. And for me, it was very serendipity because at that time, I was looking to add exposure to my own investment portfolio with NFTs. And I was looking for, okay, which one should I invest in? And so they came to me and just connect. It was written in the stars. So they brought me in. The ask was, we just need 2.5 million. Just help us raise 2.5 million. In 6 months, I raised over 9 million for them through my own, network. And the reason why it was so easy for me, even though it was like a bear market in terrible conditions, because before that, I had worked in crypto for a very long time. My original story is I come from TradFi, so hedge funds, and so I had raised a lot of capital for a lot of hedge funds, especially crypto hedge funds. So I had made a lot of money for a lot of people. So people, like investors, trust me, and everything that I touch, they like to invest in. So that's how it was easy.
So what kind of investors, like where did you raise that capital from? Was it like, private angels, or was it VCs?
It was a combination because, when you raise the capital, you always be strategic around it. It was, I never raised capital thinking I just need and dumb money and that's it, right? I wanted to make sure we had smart money and we had different types of investors that can complement each other, and each would bring a different added value. So you had VCs that would bring their network, their know-how, their resources, but you also had, I wanted to make sure we had angel investors and small angel investors. Like I took some Pudgy holders, which was, very small angel investors with like 10K ticket, 20K tickets, which usually you don't allow that because it's a lot of paperwork for such small
you don't want to have a
money.
messy cap table at the end of the day, right? And those big players will ask, who are all these people, and why do they need to share the stage, right? So
exactly.
But it's NFTs.
But that was important because you need that kind of people. They come with history. They've been in the
it's the community,
for
right? So it's a different type of structure at the end of the day. Do you think NFT collections right now have a shot at raising like what you did for Pudgy? Given, the collection is really strong, they have a really strong brand, IP, all that. You think now this would be able to be replicated again?
I'd say when I'm being asked that question, I like to say, look, you can raise capital for anything at any time, because there is money. It's not like there will never be a shortage of money. You just have to ask the right person, and to present it to them under the right angle, right? So I think, is it hard? Absolutely, it's tremendously hard. But if you have the right network, then and you're confident that what you're selling is the right product, then I think it's as easy as it was for me and Pudgy,
as that. What do you think is the main blocker for founders to raise? Because obviously, everybody has big dreams. You start off with an idea, and then you definitely need capital to build a company. But there's a lot of first-time founders in crypto. What's like something, if you could give them like a piece of advice, because we get asked this a lot, like how do we raise, how do we
Yeah.
sell the story? Because it's one thing to have a piece of tech, but if you cannot sell yourself and the story and why someone should invest in you as a founder, because anyways, early stage, you're always investing in people. At the end, you can be the most cracked dev, but it doesn't really matter if you can sell yourself. Do you have like some piece of advice that you can give to the audience?
Definitely, definitely. If you are raising capital and you do not have the network and you don't know how to sell yourself, because it's an art to sell yourself as well, find the right person that can do that for you, that brings the network and brings the knowledge of how to train you and guide you on the materials you need to prepare. How do you need to speak to which, to which investor you need to speak to? How do you speak to them? Because you don't speak to a VC the same way you speak to an angel investor. So just find the right person that can help you do that. I think that's why the team reached out to me. And then the rest, I mean, I didn't, by the way, I didn't say, once I had closed the round for Pudgy, Luca offered me the COO position for Pudgy, which I respectfully turned down because I wanted to also help other projects back in the time. And being a CEO is, you have to be committed to it. It's like a full-time job, 24/7.
Yeah.
And so, but I said to them, look, I can't be your COO, but I can be your head of BD, and I can help you raise capital. And now that I'm a shareholder, I'm an advisor, I'm willing to do that for you. So basically, what people don't know is that the first millions that Pudgy generated, whether it's raising the capital or generating revenue for the company through partnerships, events, things like that, is through me. I was the one behind the first millions that Pudgy generated.
That's so
And
sick.
as
That's so
yeah, and
sick. Yeah.
people
Congrats.
don't
Cause,
know, so it's funny.
yeah, no, it's great. And I think it's definitely a story to tell. And, yeah, it's a huge accomplishment because I mean, we've seen Pudgy rise the way they did, right? The fat bird took off and learned how to fly. How was it working with Luca? I've had him on, I've had him as a guest on our Top Signal show, another live stream a couple of weeks ago, and I was wondering like how is it working with him? Obviously, he's a machine, really eloquent. I was wondering how is it working with such a driven person.
I think I'm not going to have an objective answer to that because the thing is, Luca and I are the same animals. I like to joke around the fact that Luca is the female version of me, and I'm the female version of Luca. And that's why we got along very well. We have kind of the same upbringing, the same struggles when we grew up. So we both have that drive, like that thirst for being successful. And but obviously sometimes that comes with its challenges, right? Because we have both very strong characters, you have to meet each other halfway, I guess. But it was great. I mean, working with him, I think we did make a great team. That's why it was very painful when I decided to leave. It was painful for him. It was painful for me. It was painful for the whole team to see me leave, because we made such an amazing, extraordinary team. We're very complementary, and we were thinking the same way. So he would think about something, and he didn't even have to tell me. I was already working on it.
It's like you get
So
telepathically connected at some point. You're all synced
yeah,
up. It's very rare to find that kind of like working dynamic and relationship with someone. It's very, very rare, to be honest. Like you can, especially thinking crypto. I wouldn't say the bar is low, but you don't necessarily need to have like a extensive CV and a proven track record
No,
of
yeah.
having worked in, top companies, having that MBA, like you can literally just be tweeting and people are hiring. And we'll be hiring you from Twitter. So it's definitely, which is a good thing, right? Like it means that it's more of a, I would say, a meritocracy kind of environment where people, they show what they're worth, and it's not so much like the name, which is a good and bad, I would say. But what's the craziest thing? So you've obviously, your journey didn't start at Pudgy, right? You've worked like in crypto for over 10 years. What's the crazy? I want to hear about the crazy stories, because like back then, I feel like now it's still wild, but early crypto days, like I had friends that were in very early on, and it was the Wild West. Like I want to hear like the crazy stories. How was it back
I
then? The
mean,
conferences and you're still there, right? So
yes. I mean, conferences. I mean, I do have crazy stories when it comes to. I probably was one of the first, if not, probably not the first, but definitely one of the first women in crypto back in 2012, for sure. Or at least definitely maybe the first that was, strong-headed enough or had enough of a cold blood to show up to events when I knew I would probably be the only one. I'd be surrounded by, I don't know, like 100 men, right? But that made it fun as well. I mean, I remember even before you're talking about conferences before,
like
back,
meetups,
yeah,
little
exactly,
rooms with
meetups.
a couple chairs and cookies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the era I joined in. It was like meetups. It was maybe, at the beginning we were like 10, maybe you'd be lucky if you had 10 people showing up. And then, 20 was the norm, and then, 35, and then 50, and then it kept on growing. But yeah, when we were just 10 of us, it was fun. I actually miss this time because it was just like the interest or the reasons why people were joining crypto was completely different than today, right? Because we were just like a bunch of idealists in a room thinking, oh, this thing, it don't even mention crypto, like blockchain
It's
itself,
gonna
this thing
change the
can
world.
can change the world. Yeah, right. So,
It has,
and
though.
it was just a good, huh?
I think it has. I do feel like, so I feel you. I'm also a little bit jaded, and I feel like this is, where we're at today. It's not necessarily what drew me in, but I do have to say, like, there's a lot of people that have access to, not, I wouldn't say financial services, but can like move money and have access to money, and are not, have a way to hedge against their currency, which is going through hyperinflation. They can send money overseas without paying insane fees. Like we've worked with, people in Russia, in all countries that are going through some really, really tough limitation. And crypto is really the only way for them to like live and have a normal life and be able to travel.
Right.
And so I think there's definitely that side that I always remind myself when I feel jaded about, like, this is not really what I signed up for when I got really excited and I joined crypto back then. Like this whole revolutionary, very anti-establishment kind of, dream is not where we're going. We're just converging to TradFi, which is, I mean, I also worked at Bloomberg for a few years. Like, that's just, it feels like we're going full circle. But, there's still a lot of lives that have been changed. And I do think it's important to like look at that. And maybe also think that, at the end of the day, who knows, maybe it was never meant to be, that revolutionary, revolution, gonna, I don't know, remove the ban. Like, what was the main narrative? Maybe that was just the marketing campaign for crypto.
I mean, you can speculate what it was for, but
Who do you think invented blockchain or like Bitcoin? What's your theory?
I think I do believe it's a group of people. I do not believe it's only one person. I think there was one person that was leading a group, but I think it's several minds that came together to come up with that technology. But to go back to what you were saying, I mean, if you look back at the history, this, I mean, Bitcoin, not Bitcoin actually, Bitcoin was created to power blockchain. So the real revolution was blockchain. Blockchain was created in the in the aftermath of 2008, so 2008, to prevent that from happening. So if you look at the history, and maybe you're right, maybe that was just a narrative, that was just a story, that was just a promotional, statement that was. But I truly believe that, personally, I do believe the story. I do believe it was created to prevent financial crisis to happen again, and hopefully create a better and fairer world. I agree with you. It's been very beneficial to a lot of people, and we've done a lot of good things with crypto and blockchain, with Web3 in general. But you're talking to a French person here. I'm half French, half German. I am a revolutionary at heart,
By blood.
and and not to say that I'm a socialist. I'm not. Right? I live in the US. I can't be.
You're in crypto. You can't be a socialist.
I can't be.
You
I
cannot.
can't be.
You're...
But I do value human rights. That is very, and that's why I got into Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, but crypto and blockchain, is because I wanted to make sure we have fairer rights for everybody throughout the world. And that was my drive. That was my, my dream. Now it's kind of ironic and maybe hypocrite from me to say, coming from TradFi and having worked with the biggest VCs and the biggest investors in the world, but don't know if I'm happy that now we have institutional money in, which is ironic because back in 2017, 2018, I was probably one of the first people out there going to all those big family offices, all those big investment funds, and training their research team, their analyst, about crypto, about like how do you DD a mining company, how do you identify a good investment opportunity in crypto. So now, fast forward to today, I was doing that because I wanted to educate people and I wanted to accelerate the adoption, but it's hard to look back at history and think, oh, maybe I should have done things differently. Not that I've changed anything, right?
Well, they must be, at least the people that you sold Bitcoin to, they must be really happy. So it's definitely,
yes.
That's definitely something, you know what I mean? Like, it's, everybody should have someone like you. If you could go back in time, just tell them like, buy Bitcoin. We all had that friend.
I mean, I have a fun story for you, like not even mentioning the investment funds, but I was the kind of person that, remember when we had Uber pool, right? You would just take an Uber with like strangers. I would be the one in the Uber pool and would make a point to convince all my Uber, like the poor souls that will share that Uber with me,
to buy Bitcoin,
that they should look into. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Do you still have, are you still in touch with people from back then that you met?
Yes, I do. Yeah, especially the people that I made a lot of money for. Trust me, they know my number.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Oh my god, yeah, no, it's definitely. Do you think VCs and I mean, not talking so much about institution, but like VC money, obviously we're seeing a big boom in AI that's taking up a lot of attention. Do you see attention going towards AI, or is crypto hot still? Like, is it as hot as AI?
Gosh.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna get me started on AI. I love this topic. I think that it's super interesting right now what we're observing. I think definitely, hands down, we are in a bubble. I think right now, whether it's NFT markets or Web3 in general or AI, the bubble is gonna burst for AI, and that's gonna have ripple effects for everything. So I don't think, unfortunately, this it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I think this is not the bottom yet. Um, for simple reasons. I mean, again, I've been in TradFi. I've been raising capital, and I've seen all those cycles, especially in crypto. But like logistically and logically speaking, AI is not making money right now. Like only a few companies are making money. If
I
you
mean,
look at
Nvidia just
OpenAI,
beat earnings. Nvidia just
yeah,
beat
exactly.
earnings, right? It is true. It's there. There is definitely the question of like how are they going to, what are they going to do with those trillions of dollars? But still, like, why not enjoy it until it goes? It
Oh, you
just,
can. You just have to time it, because if you're still enjoying it when it goes down and it bursts, then you're in it for rude awakening. I mean, I'm not a financial advice here.
but isn't that
I'm
what
not giving
people
any
say
financial
about
advice.
set you? I mean, isn't that the same kind of, discussion that people would, or argument they would come up for crypto? Oh, it's a bubble, it's gonna crash, but you can still make money on the way out. It's easier to ride, a trend than actually time the top, no? And right now we're in a raging bull market for AI, so I'm just curious about that.
I mean, again, if you can time it, be my guest. I don't have the time to be a trader anymore. So I wouldn't.
Are you, you're
There's
not
there's
invested in,
that
are you not touching AI stocks?
I I was. Now I have puts. Let me just say.
Really?
So
What's your time
yeah, I have puts on AI stocks.
on
And
Nvidia?
not saying that I'm going to be right, but I don't see it. And my time horizon is 12 to 18 months.
Okay.
So those puts are costing me a lot. but but yeah, like people ask me, what is the lesson you've learned from your hedge fund and your trade fi when you trade, right? I mean, there's that one thing, that information asymmetry. Never trust headlines. Headlines, you're already too late. Like the real info moves quietly before the news.
But the headline
So
right now is AI is a bubble, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's all news. That's all news, because if you look at big investors and leaders in tech, right? I mean, Buffett sold his own shares back in 2024. Jeff Bezos as well sold Amazon shares 2024. Sam has been selling as well. Mark Zuckerberg sold Meta. I think it was beginning of this year. We are late. Bubble is old news. They've been placing their chess pieces a long time ago already. So, I mean, you do the math. I don't know. For me, it's like the writings are on the wall.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. I have no clue, honestly. I'm just, I don't know. I do. I'm more of a. I'm not really good at timing the market in a sense, but when things go up, they go up, and I'm more of a, I'll keep an eye out, and if things change direction, then I'll switch. But it's hard. It's honestly for me impossible to be like, in a year this is what it's gonna look like. I have no clue. But it doesn't seem like, we're necessarily like stopping, and LLMs, and you have. I mean, I've been playing around with Nano Banana. It's become incredible. Like the image generation on Nano Banana is great. I think there's a lot, of improvement that's been happening. I do want to see, obviously, that, these companies start generating some money, but other than that, let's see. But the thing is, AI is the new hot thing, right? Do people still care about crypto?
I think they do. I think the important people do care. Institutional investment or institutional money cares. And right now, what you see is that the first movers when it comes to institutional money made their moves, right? The JP Morgan, the BlackRock, they already have invested. But you have the second wave, the medium size, smaller institutional money that now realize, oh shoot, I'm late. I need to get in as soon as possible. And that's why you see Bitcoin valuation going up and down, because I mean, this is just my take, but there's a lot of market manipulation to allow them to get in
At a better
at a good
price.
price.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, this is like story as old as time. So make what you want of that. But to go back to AI, you made great points. For me, if you manage to bet on the right company that's going to be there long term, fair. Just keep your holdings. But the problem is that if you look, when you want to look at an industry, always look at the leader. How does the big well in the industry does? If you look at OpenAI, which is the leader in AI, do they make money? No, they don't. Are they planning to make money?
Probably not.
Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon.
Probably
but
not.
for them, the thing is, for them, the goal is not to make money. They know they're going to make money when they're going to have a monopoly. They're waiting. They want the bubble to burst. They want to be in a bubble. Because think about it that way. Once the bubble bursts, all those small players or medium-sized players will go rogue, right? And that will be their chance for them to buy all these IPs, all these smaller players for penny on the dollar. And at that point, create a monopoly, and there's no competition, and the sky's the limit for them. So of course, it's like if you think nothing is planned, everything is planned. We're just us from where we're standing. We're just small players, but everything is planned, is engineered. Bubble is engineered.
Well, that's bullish for, I guess that's bullish for Bitcoin. So we keep going.
Exactly. No,
always-
it's going to be good for our industry long term, not short term. Long term, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I do want to say hi to the chat, by the way. What's up? We have DeFi Prestige. Hi, everyone. By the way, we're doing a giveaway. So drop your ETH address in the Twitch chat, and we're going to be selecting a lucky winner for a World of Women NFT, the Galaxy Edition. So yeah, we have V, who's the brilliant CEO of Whoa here with us. So a bit about World of Women, right? Because you came in and took over the company, and there's been a lot of changes happening, right? Like both internally, but also in terms of like how, in terms of positioning, in terms of like story, the brand. You're now opening up to having a more inclusive and open community. I know that initially WoW was very, women only focused, like the ultimate, feminist collection, even though most of your holders are men because this is crypto, so you're going to have, but it was still the collection that I remember like people would buy for their wives and their girlfriends. It was kind of like the point of entry for women to come into the space as, having a PFP. So why that change? Are purely women project not a go? Is that like a bad business decision to just be like women focus only in crypto, or how does that work in your opinion?
No, I think it is a great business model, but you have to understand that if that's what you're after, your market is going to be limited, because as you said, I mean, Web3 is still mainly dominated by men. It's better than before. Back in 2018, it was like 8% female, and the rest was male. So today, 2025, we are at 30% women and 70% men, but it's still very skewed towards men. So I think, I am very ambitious. I do want to work and empower women. That doesn't change. This is still the core DNA of the company. This is still the legacy. And I'm going to stay true to it. But you also have to make sure you evolve with your times, right? And right now, you are not going to tap into as much of an audience and grow as much as a company if you leave out the biggest audience of this space, which is men. So for me, it was very important to expand and evolve that mission that was just empowering women. That's why for me the new mission of wow, we're elevating each other, and we do that different ways, but it's all about creating connections, experiences, products that help people become their best self. So it's still a project that is, wow, is still led by women. That doesn't change, but it's built for everyone. And that second part is different from the previous management team.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, there's also less women in the space, and it's the community, the women communities are quite fragmented as well. So unless we have more participants, it's not the easiest thing, and we're still very much like underrepresented. I mean, we still see though there is a trend, and this is something that it's probably been it did happen before. Like every NFT community, every project had their own little women community, but after I'd say like the Bear Baddies, they really pushed that. They were an example of a very successful women's community that drew a lot of attention, and suddenly kickstarted this trend of having a women community, a women group, which a lot of projects try to replicate. But the problem is, and this is something that we're seeing as well, and why we created like BabesNet as well, to map out like all these communities. And by the way, I got a key. I found it. This is a little BabesNet key, by the way. I'm keeping you
Oh,
one.
that's so cute.
Yes. And so there's like a little pouch. This was made by Flo. She has a product studio, and we have designed these pretty much from scratch. So very cool. I'm keeping you one. And yeah, it's funny. We've been seeing on the timeline a lot of talk about poly market, right? They have the poly baddies, but it seems like there is mainly men in this community, right? And there's a bit of a front. So what's up with that? You know what I mean? Like it's
Shall I say, I am not surprised.
yeah.
Men are smart. Men are smart. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, to be fair, and maybe my team is gonna hate me for saying that, but I have to be fair there. If you look at even World of Women, and I don't know, like you have to tell me about that group because I haven't looked into it, but if you look at World of Women, Yam was a woman, and she created the art. But the people that actually were, leading that project was her boyfriend Raf and his friends. So at the end of the day, it was led by men, which I'm happy that most of our team is now women, because it's the right thing to do. But that's why I'm saying I'm not surprised, because unfortunately we see that more and more, and it's sad because you guys, you already have most of the market, guys. Just leave us the women market. Just leave it to us.
I mean, we put out. So I wasn't at Dev Connect, but Flo was, and she was handing out these keys, and the amount of requests we've had from bros. I mean, also friends. Like nothing like. We love them still, but like, let us have something that's just not work.
Yeah.
There's not many of us. You know what I mean? Like, let us have something to have fun between us girls and do our thing, and have a safe space, which isn't, where we don't have to like make an effort. Of course, like women communities have their own struggles and issues, but at least, we don't have to like play the man, because when you're in business you have to be in your masculine and you have to be up on your toes. And I was reading, there's always some incidents that happen at conferences, unfortunately, where you have to guard yourself from inappropriate behavior and so on. And it's something that, regardless, it's not a crypto thing, it's just a woman thing. Wherever you go, there will be instances where you will feel unsafe and people will be inappropriate. And it's just, unfortunately, it's just life and it still happens. And so I think what a lot of people don't understand, especially men, and is that we do need these spaces because it's important for us to feel safe and feel like we have a space where we can go and connect. Women connect, and I know there's a lot of men watching, but we like to talk. Like, women like to connect, and we have this thing where if we're in a place where there's a lot of men, we're gonna go find that girl, and that's gonna be our little safe haven, right? That's gonna be that place where that feels like home, that you can talk to your babe, and it's gonna make your experience so much better. And love men, like, it's not even a question, right? But this is what a lot of people need to understand, especially when you're creating and you're trying to architect a women's community for your project. Starting from the idea that women are great marketing, and yes, they are, of course, like, women, pretty girls, great marketing. It sells so well because your audience is all men. But if you're starting your community and building it from that perspective, you're missing the point. You're missing the point of like what actually works. And what works is creating this environment that feels safe. And you cannot do it if you're there with the intention of farming girls. This energy we can tell. And I think that Poly Baddies needs to step it up, because you can't fake it. You cannot fake it. Even if you have good intentions, you cannot fake it. It needs to be led by women, and it needs to be pure. Because people will go away. Like, they'll just feel it. You can't. But anyways, I know it's we're coming close to the end. I'm just going to open up. So we have some people that put their addresses in the chat, and we're gonna do a little giveaway before V has to jump. Let me bring up the.
Are we doing the duck race?
Yes, we're doing the little duck race.
Yes.
It's so fun.
I want to see the ducks.
Yeah, so give your addies, everybody. I'm gonna be putting them in here. So, okay, let's see. I'm gonna screen share. All right, so how do we do this? Perfect. 0. Set. Wait. Sorry, guys. Let me do it again. Duck race. Okay. So for the list, I'm just gonna go back here. So we have DeFi Prestige, Nature for me, 40. Timo is in. Henry. Let's go. We have water. I'll just write water. Sorry, it's too long. We're trying to rush through. We've got Hilson. I'm scrolling up. All right. And we have, oh yeah, Trash Panda. And Mami Mimi. Let's go. All right.
Let's go. I love the names.
Yes. And also we have Mark as well. All right, guys and girls, are you ready? This is the list. I'm going to put like, let's do like, what is it, like 30 seconds. Let's go. All right. Are you ready? Here's your names. Let me put it.
Gosh, I wish I could play. You guys, rock it. Just go for it.
Are you ready, everybody? Are you ready for the race? Let's go. Okay.
Let's go, guys.
Oh my God.
I'm more excited than anybody here.
This is hilarious.
I love it.
Timo is taking over. Let's
See
go.
you, Louise.
Oh my God.
Look at the mommy Mimi.
Nature for me
nature.
as a strawberry duck. Oh my God. Hilson is trying to race here. Oh my God, the suspense. Who is it gonna be? Water is taking over.
Close, water.
Water. Congrats. Water, you won. Congrats. You won a WoW Galaxy. Congrats. Very,
Water,
very cool.
Welcome to the WoW family. Sending
Congrats.
you big hugs.
Congrats, WoW. I'll send the address to the team and they will be sending you a NFT. Congrats, everybody. All right. Well, that was fun. Let me close this window because I can hear the ducks playing. But yeah, this was honestly like super.
Can we play next time? Can we play next time?
Yeah, we can definitely we'll do it again. What's you know, if before we close off, what's the number one thing that you'd like people to know about World of Women?
Again, we are an open family. I get asked often by men, am I allowed to join? Can I participate into, you know, our events, our activities at WoW? But yeah, absolutely. We need men. As you said, we love men. We need men. And for me, I'm building a home, I'm building a family. And in a family, you need all genders. So I think I want more men, and everything that we're gonna do will be inclusive of men. So please, guys, join us. This is a big family. Women are women. We're not pretending to be women. We are actually women.
Is there gonna
So,
be a World of Men NFT collection?
maybe
Ooh.
can't drop any alpha here, but you know, I don't know.
Is that
I don't know.
So is it more of a maybe or a maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, I see it. That sounds more like yes, cool. All right, I feel like some pretty good
All I
alpha
can
there.
say is that we're working on something that will be, you know, catered to men and will be more for men to be able to associate with the PFPs that are
Okay.
women now.
Okay, exciting. Well, I can't wait to see that. And yeah, I know you need to hop off, so we're gonna be
Have to
closing the stream.
run.
But I'm super happy to have had you on the show, and thanks to everybody that showed up. Thanks for the chat, like everybody that participated. Congrats, Waller, again for winning, and don't forget to sub and follow. And we're doing these every week. I'm not sure when my next one is, but just check my profile and then and I'll keep you guys posted. So thanks again for joining us, V. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you on the timeline. Bye, everyone.
See you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Stay safe out there.
Bye.